everybody. How are you? My name is Dawn. Thank you for coming to my channel, Totally Transform, and listening to this video today. I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. Today is Thanksgiving, and this morning we did a 5-mile bike ride, and on the way there, from the footage that you've seen before, we ran into this path with all these amazing things written on the entire circle of this community that's locally in our area, and it was just so cool seeing everything. And my favorite one, which I didn't get filmed, was "You're Amazing," and it was so cool because that really pushed me on my bike ride throughout the morning. It was just so neat, and it really made me think about the power of gratitude and just some things I really wanted to share with you guys about it this past year. I have for sure been practicing this more consistently this past year than I ever had been before. And yeah, so I just kind of want to share with you guys about this powerful tool. You know, a lot of people think, yeah, gratitude, I need to be more thankful. And, so they'll, write down, they say 5 things you're grateful for every single day. And that's actually what I've been doing. And I do it usually in the morning, sometimes later throughout the day. And, so sometimes you'll sit there and say, oh, I'm thankful for my house. I'm thankful for my cat. I'm thankful for my family, my husband, my kids, and for my job. And yes, those are great things to be thankful for. But what I would encourage you to do is to actually be grateful for more specific things that are going on in your life. For instance, I'm grateful for the relationship I have with my husband. I'm grateful that my child is, on the right path and they're doing good things and they're trying so hard in certain areas of their life. This morning I woke up and I was super thankful for my dog because she had just had the roughest year with her health. And so I'm just so blessed by that. And so that's not one of the things I wrote down this morning, but I'm still really, really thankful for that. So there is so much power that goes on with gratitude. And I really kind of want to discuss that because I kind of went through a period, and I mentioned this a few videos before, where, so many things that were going great in my life, I let it spoil with the fact that I basically could only see like the thing that wasn't going so good in my life. And I wanted to kind of explain why this happened. So our brains are set up to find out like what the problem is. And they're set up, this is why we easily think negative. So they're always trying to get out of pain. Our brain is looking for ways to get out of pain. And so in doing that, it calculates things. This is what it's meant to do, is to calculate, to problem solve, right? So this is why we will look to things that are negative. This is why it's important to have gratitude, to be able to direct your thoughts in a different area, because how our minds work is that we end up telling a story to ourselves, and that story that we're telling to ourselves actually creates neural pathways within our brain. And these neural pathways will also create neurotransmitters to be released that go into our body and actually affect ourselves either in a good way or a bad way. So the story that you're telling yourself is a really, really important thing that you want to get a grip on and you want to get a handle on. You do not want to be directed by your thoughts. You want to be the director of your thoughts. And so, and by the way, I wrote a lot of this out in my book. One of the things that was written down that you saw in the previous footage was Attitude of Gratitude. That is the chapter name of my book that I talk about gratitude. And a lot of the stuff that I was discussing in there were things that I had put in practice, quite a bit. But this year specifically, I started to really write down consistently, almost every single day, 5 things that I was grateful for. And I wanted just to share that experience, how that really changed my life. Because what I noticed was personally that I was looking throughout the day for things that I was grateful for, because in the beginning it was, I'm thankful for my house, I'm thankful for my dogs, I'm thankful for my husband, my parents, And by the way, I want to say this about my parents. I am so grateful that I have my parents still alive today. I have so many friends that don't have their parents anymore. And I am just so fortunate to have my parents. And I don't even know if they know that. So Mom and Dad, I'm thankful that I have you. And it makes me a little emotional. And that I'm able to spend good quality time with you until you go home one day. And maybe you never will. Maybe God will come home first, right? So, but anyway, I just feel really grateful for those specific things. So just instead of, me being grateful for my mom and dad, I'm just grateful they're still alive. I'm grateful I'm able to spend quality time. I just go like really in depth about it. And so that's what I started to do. But in the beginning, it wasn't like that. And so throughout the day, I realized, I wanted to be, more into this and more grateful for these certain things that are going on in my life. And what I noticed with gratitude is that, and it really was that and some other things that I was doing specifically that were really helping me, but it really helped me change my story all the time. Even though you don't feel it deep down inside it to be the truth over certain things and areas in your life, it will redirect your thoughts into something that's more positive. And one of the things, for instance, if you're struggling in a relationship with someone and someone's hurting you and you're feeling offended by them, is to be grateful for them and that they are stirring these things up inside for you to face, for you to be able to overcome those things, for you to grow as a person, and you can bless them for that, and then of course, get rid of those people, obviously, that are toxic and that aren't good to be around, that aren't helpful to you. But at the same time, even when they're not around and you think about it and you think about the hurt and pain, just be thankful for, the process that you've gone through and that, just them as a human, in general. And let me just say this, if you're suffering from anxiety or depression, gratitude will change your life. It will. And one of the things that I had heard once is that if you are anxious and depressed, you aren't living in enough gratitude. You just aren't. So you want to start focusing on that. The other thing that I have learned too about gratitude, which is really interesting, for many, many years I known about this verse in Philippians 4 that says, to be anxious for nothing, but in everything in prayer, with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known unto God. And then in one version of the Bible, it says, so that the peace of God, which passes all understanding, will keep your heart and mind at rest. I just love that part. So I always was searching when I was younger for peace and knew that I had these anxieties things. And I would question, this is when I was in college, I'm like, why is it I'm anxious over everything, And I'm praying about it and I don't feel that it was actually helping the situation, at all. Like I didn't feel release from it. Why is it you're promising me peace and then I'm not feeling release? It's because I missed that one thing. So about 5-7 years ago, I realized, in that verse, it says with thanksgiving. So this is what you do. And this is what our pastor teaches us all the time. Don't pray the problem, pray the promise. But I kind of say to that, let your request, just like what the verse says, tell God your problem, but pray with it the promise in gratitude. So if you need dreams that you're trying to pray for that are coming into your life and you're anxious that that's not happening, oh God, please, thank you. Or just whatever you believe in, just say thank you, that I have this dream and that it will be accomplished one day. Let's say you're praying for healing and say, oh, God, I need this to be healed in my life. And I thank you that it will be healed, and I am healed. Just claim that you are healed right now. All right. And so that is incredibly powerful. It works, guys, over and over again. It'll help you have a necessary prophetic declaration over your life on a consistent basis. And I can tell you, when you pray that way, that will put your heart at rest. because you'll put trust and faith into that it will happen. How many times, guys, have you worried about so many things that are going on in your life, and you look back and it all worked out so well? You were like, why did I worry about that? Why? You know? So, I mean, I was the worry. I mean, it was terrible, the thoughts that I had. And these thoughts build on one another. Like I said, these neural pathways that get built, you know, we just subconsciously, boom, travel along those pathways, you know, all the time. And so it becomes very unconscious. And the more and more you practice this, the more and more you'll create good neural pathways of thankfulness and gratitude, and you'll switch the story when those negative thoughts come in your head, because they will always happen. They will always be there, and you will always need to process because you're human, but you'll be able to switch those thoughts so quickly. You're going to be so surprised. So guys, I really hope you like this, and you know, I hope you had a really good Thanksgiving with your family. I hope that even if you had any fights going on with family, that you're just able to be grateful for the family that you have, because some people don't have anyone that is family left over. And so I want to say thank you guys for watching this channel and being a part of it. If you like videos like this, please give it a thumbs up. I'm going to list below my book down in the description area. It's available on Amazon. It's called Knowing It's All Good, about getting into a good place despite your circumstances. If you do need life coaching, I am available for that. And I do health coaching, fertility coaching. My information is below. Leave a comment below. And love and blessings, guys. Have a great day.